Alright, so now we're ready to actually do some unit conversions here. So the very first problem says to convert the following 8 feet to number of meters. Okay, so the very first thing that we do to start these problems is just to rewrite the 8 feet. Now, okay, let's think about this here. If I'm to take this 8 feet and multiply this by 1, would I change the value of this at all? No, you know what? 1 times anything is equal to itself, so this is also equal to 8 feet. Okay, well, let's take this a step further then. What if I was to multiply 8 feet times 5 divided by 5? Well, 5 divided by 5 is essentially 1, right? So this is still 8 feet times 1, which is still equal to 8 feet. Nothing actually changed here. The value didn't change itself, right? Well, okay, so what if we were to do 20 divided by 20? Hey, you know what? I don't need to be insulting your intelligence over here. You could still see that that's essentially 1 times 8 feet, giving us 8 feet, right? So what if we were to do this? What I'm actually just going to do is, let's take a little sidestep right now. We have feet and meters over here. What I want to do is actually look over at our nice little fun facts over here, our unit conversions, and basically look for, hey, which one of these facts has to do with feet? Well, we have feet over here, we have feet over here, here. Well, nothing in here, right? And no feet in there, no feet in here, no feet in here, so on and so forth. None of these actually has to do with feet, right? But these first 4 actually do, right? So would it make sense for us to actually look at the first fact, which actually has to do with feet and inches, or feet in yards, feet in miles, once again the MI is miles, or feet in meters? Well, we want to convert from feet to meters, so this fact over here actually does make sense that we'd be interested in it. So we have 3.28 feet is equal to 1 meter. Say if I take 8 feet and multiply this by 3.28 feet divided by 3.28 feet, hey, you know what? That's essentially 1, right? Giving us, once again, our 8 feet. The value of the 8 feet has not changed, right? What I want to do is actually just briefly look at this over here. So I'm just going to erase everything over here. And we have this 3.28 feet. Instead of writing 3.28 feet, could I just write 1 meter here? Yeah, because we know that 3.28 feet is equal to 1 meter. So instead of writing 3.28 feet, I'm just going to write 1 meter. So I'm just going to do this right here, erase this, and instead of writing 3.28 feet, I'm just going to write 1 meter. Because we know that 3.28 feet is equal to 1 meter. I just did a simple substitution here. So we have 1 meter, which is equal to 3.28 feet. Once again, this essentially is equal to 1. This over here is essentially equal to 1, not changing the value of 8 feet. But what happens here? This is 8 feet. We could actually just put a division of 1 over here. The feet will cancel each other out and leaving us with meters. And that's exactly what we're trying to do. We're just trying to convert this into meters. So if I was to plug this into the calculator, the way that you would actually go about doing this is, once again, you're going to be multiplying the numerators, divide that by multiplying by the denominators. So we have 8 times 1, divide that by, open parenthesis, 1 times 3.28. And when you plug this in the calculator, what you get is 2.44, and the units that we have here are our meters. So what we're doing here is we're converting the units. We're not changing the value. We are just simply converting the units. So what this basically is telling us is that 8 feet is equal to 2.44 meters. And that's simply what we're trying to get across right now. This is a unit conversion, not changing the value. Okay, so for the next one, let's set it up the same way. So the very first thing that we're going to be writing out is our 3 meters. Once again, keeping in mind that our meters abbreviation is just the letter lowercase m. And we have, hey, you know what? We're just going to be using the same fun factor over here, this fourth one, because that has to do with feet and meters. Basically saying that 3.28 feet is equal to 1 meter. Now, what I'm just going to do is, once again, write in our 3.28 feet over here, divide that by 3.28 feet. And, hey, once again, what we do is we substitute our 1 meter, because 3.28 feet is equal to 1 meter. And what do we do here? Oh, wait a minute. It looks like that we messed up somewhere, because the whole entire point of us actually doing these types of problems is the idea that our units will cancel out. If we have meters on top over here and we have feet on the bottom over here, those don't actually cancel out. They simply, that's not the way it works. We need to have meters on top and meters on bottom. So what we did here is we substituted the top, our numerator, for 1 meter when it was the 3.28 feet. What we should have done was actually rewritten our 3.28 feet to 1 meter in the denominator. Look at that. Okay, so once again, the whole point of this is to actually see that our units cancel out. We have meters on top over here, canceling out with meters on the bottom over here, leaving us just simply with our feet in the numerator. So when we type this in the calculator, the way that you want to write this out is having your open parenthesis, multiplying the numerators together, divide that by multiplying by the denominators together. So we have 3 times 3.28, divide that by 1 times 1. And I'm sure a lot of you right now just know, hey, you know what, the division of 1 times 1 is just unnecessary to do in your calculator. But when we do this, what we get here is an answer of 9.84. And the units here are feet. Don't answer these problems without actually including your units. The entire point of doing these is for the unit conversions. Include your units in the answer. And once again, what this is essentially saying here is that 3 meters is equal to 9.84 feet. That's what we're saying when we're doing these unit conversions. Once again, we did not change the value of the 3 meters. We simply converted the units.